Yo, 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 what's up, Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners and sports fans from all across the world? Welcome to another version of Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron, and we come to you every Tuesday from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from the historic Hill District here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I can't do it alone. No. I have a couple of the fellas in the studio. You should know them by now if you're a regular listener of Pittsburgh's DSEN and Soul Take. Across from me and center on your screen is Mr. Ken Craig, for those of you watching on YouTube.
Happy Tuesday. What's up, Kev? What's up, JT?
All right. If you're on a radio stream, yeah, Ken is in the middle. Just to give you a visual there. Also, to Ken's left and on the right on your screen, for those of you watching on YouTube again, is JT, we call him, Mr. James Taylor. What's up, JT?
What's going on, Kev? What's up, Ken? And what's up, listeners and watchers?
Hey, we are set for a fantastic show today. I am so pumped, and I know many of the viewers and listeners are pumped as well, because it's not every day that you have an opportunity to talk to greatness, and this will be the second week in a row. Okay, I love talking to you two and everything, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Well, we're not at that level, Kev. Come on.
Last week we had LT, Lawrence Taylor. So everybody, if you didn't have a chance to check out Soul Take from last week, it'll be worth your while to go back and watch that interview. And it is at the 1 hour mark, approximately, that LT came on. But today, we will get the legend, number 75, the greatest Pittsburgh Steelers. I say he's the greatest, okay, of all time, Mr. Mean Joe Greene will be with us.
And if you're not familiar with who he is, and you live in Pittsburgh, one, shame on you.
We're going to send him after you.
But two, Mean Joe Greene, you know, he was essentially the cornerstone of the Steel Curtain, right?
The cornerstone.
He was 4-time Super Bowl champion.
Don't spill the beans. We have them coming up. We got to tease everybody.
I'm just letting people know who he was.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stop.
All right. He's a legend, right? He's a legend. The greatest Pittsburgh Steeler?
Yeah,
ever?
Hands down. Hands down.
Up front, yes.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, up front,
that's not good enough.
I'm saying, not the greatest Steeler ever. Up front, one of the greatest linemen ever.
Who would be your greatest Steeler of all time then? If it's not Joe Greene, and good thing.
I'm a position guy, so
okay.
I like defensive backs. I would have to probably say Troy Polamalu or Rod Woodson is my favorite, but
it's your favorite. Now, favorite is different.
No, favorite.
Yeah, that's different. I said the best,
Troy.
The greatest, but, of all time.
I mean, Mean Joe Greene was without a doubt. I mean, he's the backbone of the Steelers organization when it comes to players, and he's definitely the greatest. I'm not just talking about Steelers great, but when it comes to his position ever in NFL. Like he's up there.
Who we played, where we played them, they were gonna lose.
But I'm a position guy.
Hold tight.
Okay.
Joe Greene would come in the huddle sometimes and say, I'm taking the ball away this play. And do
he could do things that other players hadn't done. He had quickness and strength and size all combined in one at that defensive tackle position.
Incredible.
Yep.
What's up, everyone? This is Kevin Cameron of Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSEN, and I am so hyped to announce that we will have the greatest Steeler ever, the NFL legend. You see him, number 75, Joe Greene, Mean Joe Greene, will be on Soul Tape Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Join us from 6 to 8 p.m. You do not want to miss Mean Joe Greene. Like I said, NFL legend, 4-time Super Bowl winner, Hall of Famer, one of the best players in the NFL ever, the greatest Steeler of all time. Will be here with the fellas, myself, Kevin Cameron, Ken Craig, and JT, James Taylor. Be a part of the conversation. Join us. You don't want to miss it. Coming live on Soul Tape again Tuesday, February 10th. All right, so there you go. Let me from cut that off. That was just a little promo. That actually, let me make sure that it's cut off too, because sometimes that thing like to pop back up. That was a little promo before the show, fellas. So I'm not sure how many of the people out there had a chance to actually see those highlights, but those highlights are on our YouTube channel. So everyone, you can go and check out some of Joe Greene's highlights, not only to reminisce if you've seen him play live, right? Or in person, TV or whatever, but there's a lot of people that never saw Joe Greene play, some of the younger folk, right? And it's important to show everyone what Joe Greene was all about. He was a force. He really was. So he will be joining us at the 6:30, 6:35 time frame. Okay, so everyone that's waiting on that interview, stick with us. He will be here, okay, on the phone line, and we will interview him. And we have a lot of questions. I know I have a lot of questions. I'm not sure about you two.
I ain't gonna bombard you with questions, but oh yeah.
Yeah, but and we want to know too, who's your greatest Steeler of all time? Me and Ken, we're saying Mean Joe Greene. JT is saying Troy Polamalu.
I mean, it's mine, but the reason why I'm saying is when I was younger, Kevin, I know, when Mean Joe Greene was doing his thing, okay, I got to admit it, Pittsburgh, I was a Raiders fan, and I was young. And so I really didn't watch the Steelers as much. I watched them, but like I said, I mean, you can't take away what this guy is meant to the NFL, is meant to the position that he played, and he held a certain bar for the linemen, defensive linemen after him. So all accolades to him. He's one of the baddest ever. That's why they call him Mean Joe. Mean Joe Greene. All right, so let's move on to some of the other topics that we have scheduled today. Of course, Super Bowl 60. All right, the Seattle Seahawks. First of all, the right team won, right, fellas?
Hands down.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually won their second Super Bowl in their history, 29-13 over the New England Patriots. This is one of those Super Bowls. I mean, you never know, right, how things will come out.
Right.
But I felt real comfortable and confident that Seattle would win. And I think we as Pittsburgh fans, right, Steeler fans, we don't want to see anyone surpass our Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, that's one. And anyone who's not familiar, the Pittsburgh Steelers have 7 Super Bowl, right? 7 Super Bowl rings. Kevin?
What?
Who?
6 Super Bowl rings.
Steelers?
Yeah.
Right.
I was trying to get your attention.
Right. Yeah.
All right. That's why I said
Okay.
7.
All right.
And the Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
Stairway to 7, right?
Yep. So 6 Super Bowl rings, and we are tied, correct?
Tied.
We are tied with New England.
Tied. Yeah.
New England.
Yeah.
And so if New England would have won that Super Bowl, then they would have had 7 Super Bowl rings and would have passed the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. So again,
So that's one.
yeah.
But I think that Seattle capped off not only a incredible season. I think they both had the same. What were they? 14-3. Both teams 14-3, but very different types of 14-3. Right? I think Seattle was one of the best all around teams in the league this year.
Yeah.
And their defense was like, that's the type of defense that you want back in Pittsburgh, right? They built it through the draft. They nailed their last few years of their top 1, 2, 3 draft picks in the draft, and so they built that way. They didn't go out and seek these players.
You're saying Seattle?
Seattle.
Well, for the most part, with the exception of the most important position on the football field, Sam Darnold. Okay, he's a first-year player for Seattle. Mm-hmm. Came to Seattle after leaving Minnesota.
Yep.
Right. Minnesota said, "No, we're good. We're good with our quarterback."
Threw him to the streets.
And it's funny how things happen.
Yep.
Right. Sam Darnold, after moving around to multiple teams, hey, he looks good now.
He does.
He looks good.
Yeah. He's been a different quarterback since he was with San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I think he gave a small shout out to Coach Shanahan there and how he works with his quarterbacks as well. And he learned a lot while he was there.
Good. Your thoughts, JT?
Well, when you put the right quarterback in the right situation, things work out. And I think that's been our Achilles heel here in Pittsburgh, because I can just think, and I'm going back, Cav, if we would have had that quarterback guy, I mean, we lucked up with Ben Roethlisberger, okay? But if we would have had that quarterback.
Was it luck? Why was it luck, JT?
Well, because, I mean, look what we got. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but
you said luck. I was just wondering.
I think
where
it's luck to look back and think there's some teams that passed on him.
Yeah,
right.
That
Just like we
happens every
passed
year.
on the thing of the quarterbacks we passed on. And the reason why I'm saying this is we're sitting here talking about, like you said, New England with number of Super Bowl appearances, tying us for the most ever. But just think of the teams that the Pittsburgh Steelers had where we were dealing with Mark Malone, Bubby Brister,
Kenny Pickett,
Neil O'Donnell, Tommy Maddox. So if we would have had that quarterback with some of these teams and the defenses that we had, we'd probably be sitting at easily double-digit Super Bowls. And the reason why I'm saying is because we tried to make shift with those. To me, I call them journeyman quarterbacks. So. But
I mean, you never know. I mean, look, some of the best. No, what I'm saying, you look at Baltimore, supposed to have one of the best rosters in the NFL, and they have a 2-time MVP and Lamar Jackson. They haven't been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
you have Josh Allen.
But like I can say though, is they really don't have the offense to get them there. They don't have the points to win the game.
I beg the difference. Buffalo doesn't have the offense to get to the Super Bowl.
But the Buffalo Bills were always stopped by who? The better offense.
Well, regardless, you said they don't have the offense. Buffalo Bills, they definitely have the offense.
They didn't have the offense
now,
this year.
They could use another wide receiver. I'm not saying that they have everything.
Yeah, but
over the years, even they had Stephon
But
Diggs.
Patrick Mahomes got in their way, right?
Okay.
And when Patrick Mahomes was really getting in their way, I mean, he was doing it with you had guys like Tyreek
You're right,
Hill.
and that's why I said you never know. So if the Steelers would have had some of those quarterbacks that you mentioned, we still would have been going up against Patrick Mahomes. And
Patrick Mahomes was way out of. I mean, he wasn't even thought of when Bubby Brister and Mark Malone. Those guys were. But Patrick Mahomes wasn't even thought of then.
No, not that far back.
Even
not that far
low.
back. I'm just talking about some of the recent teams that the Steelers had. So,
but Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, the game, the Super Bowl yesterday, the MVP, Kenneth Walker the third.
He was the MVP in the second quarter.
I thought so. I called it real early. I think Kenneth Walker the third, the reason I thought he should have been MVP, and I'm not sure if, I think this needs to be looked up. I'm not sure if they mention it, and I'm digressing a little bit, but was he the first offensive MVP that didn't score a touchdown?
Oh.
I just happened to think about that. He had 27 carries, 135 yards, average 5 yards per carry. No touchdowns. On the receiving side, he had 2 receptions for 26 yards. Okay. However, I felt he was the MVP because he put them in a position to get their first 12 points. Okay. 4 field goals.
Julian Edelman, Joe Namath.
Joe Namath didn't throw a touchdown?
It says QB Joe Namath.
206 passing yards. That's all it says. No touchdowns.
Dion Branch.
Okay. Well, he's defense. Branch is defense. That's why I said offensive
Julian
player.
Edelman caught 10 passes for 141 yards.
Yes.
No touchdowns. Joe Namath completed
So it's a
17.
few out there.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
Out of 60 years, there's 3 offensive
wait a minute.
MVPs.
5.
5? Okay.
Richard Dent. Oh, that's defense.
That's defense.
Yeah, but there's 3.
So roughly about 3 based on your quick research.
Yes.
Okay. So it's still pretty incredible that he was able to do what he did.
And 2 of them were wide receivers for, guess who, your favorite team. And
Who?
your favorite New England. Tom Brady throwing to
Definitely
him.
not my favorite team.
I know. I'm just saying that this will wake you up a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and you definitely woke me up. There's a few teams I don't care much for, but yeah. All right, so we'll move on. Any other surprises from the Super Bowl before we move on?
Not that I can think of.
No, I think that. I mean,
what about McDonald? Second-year coach?
yeah, good on him.
Young guy?
38 years old. Was he the third youngest head coach to ever win a Super Bowl?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, that's awesome. Great on him. Led a great defense. Maybe people start picking from his tree now, but I think overall, I was really surprised that New England did not run Travion Henderson anymore or utilize or activate Travion Henderson. He only touched the ball like 9 times, even though he was one of their most explosive players.
And the week before, he had the most carries.
Yeah, yep.
So that was one of your surprises.
Surprises, yeah.
Okay, got you. Real quick, fellas, I haven't looked, but I ran into this guy over the weekend that was feeling pretty good about himself picking games. We had that little contest, right? We had that little contest where we all, before the playoffs, picked the games, took the bracket and picked every game through the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I guess he feels that he won and he's looking to be recognized again, but I've been so busy, I haven't even had a chance to take a look.
I'll have to pull it up here and take a look because I have not looked as well.
Okay, let us know, Ken, who the winner might be, and I'll let everybody know if that's the guy that I ran into over the weekend, and if so, we'll have to make sure we recognize him and make sure he gets his prize and all that good stuff.
I'm actually trying to find it, and I'm not sure if
it crashed. The system crashed.
It's not even up anymore.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Okay, everyone. We will have Mean Joe Greene on in about 10 minutes. okay, in about 10 minutes. So right after our first break.
Kev, I got a question to all these people out here. How come you're not hearing anybody say, that was Pete Carroll's team?
Good point.
Think about it.
Good point, JT. Good point.
I've been wondering about that.
Good point.
It's been, 2 years?
It's been 2
It's
years.
his second year. He was hired in January of 24.
year.
And we both know that team looks nothing like Pete Carroll's team.
And he was, McDonald is, 38 years old, third youngest coach.
Right.
Tomlin was, the second youngest coach?
36, yeah.
To win the Super Bowl or the first? Was he the first?
I think he was the first youngest.
First youngest.
Yeah,
First
at
youngest.
the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in the top.
Sean McVay.
But
Sean
good
McVay,
point, JT. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm
very
glad
good
you
You don't
brought
hear
that up.
nobody saying it.
You're right. You're right. All right. So let's move on to the Steelers and Mike McCarthy. What is the latest that's going down with our Pittsburgh Steelers now? I guess it's the official offseason for the NFL. There's a lot of rumors right now. First of all, let me give everybody updates as far as the recent hires or expected hires. CJ Ayu, if that's how you pronounce his name, is expected to join the team as the outside linebackers coach if he didn't sign already. Also, Darius Winton II, set to become the senior special teams assistant. Okay, so those are two of the latest coach additions or expectations from a hire standpoint. All right, Aaron Rodgers.
And did we go over the OC? I don't think we talked about the OC last
think we
week. Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we missed it, so go ahead and fill it.
Yeah, I didn't think we went over this, but Brian Angelico, is that how you pronounce it?
He was at Minnesota.
Yeah. So in his first season as the Steelers offensive coordinator, most recently served as the tight ends coach and passing game coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings for the last 4 years. Previously, he prior to Minnesota served as tight ends coach with Carolina for a year, Washington in 2019, Green Bay in 2016 to 2018, Cleveland, and Tampa Bay.
Wait a minute. Did you say passing coach for the Minnesota Vikings?
Tight ends coach and passing game coordinator. He's not, he's the offensive coordinator, but keep in mind, Mike McCarthy already said he's calling plays.
Right.
So he's supporting Mike McCarthy in that offensive coaching.
Mike McCarthy's going to be calling the plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to have a true offensive coordinator. It's Mike McCarthy, basically.
Because after what I've seen, that train wreck in Minnesota this year, anything having to do with the quarterback in Minnesota this year, I wouldn't want to touch him with it.
Right. Well, right.
Well, normally these coaches have a long resume of different teams, different positions, so on and so forth. So you have to
But if he was
just
that
take a look
dude,
at
though,
the whole.
if he was that dude, he should have stepped in. With the whole J.J. McCarthy thing, and losing Darnold. So, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. We've been talking about Aaron Rodgers. It looks more and more like he will be back. I heard an interview that Alex Highsmith had with someone Super Bowl week, and I know he wants him back. And it's been reported that NFL Network's Tom Pelissero says that the odds are increasing that Rodgers will be back, and also more especially since Mike McCarthy is the coach. And there are some other reports out there too. So if I were a bet man, which I'm not, but if I were, I would say Aaron Rodgers will be back. But if it were my decision, I would say no, go out and get Malik Willis. Okay? And here are some other names, fellas, I'm not sure if you heard regarding possible quarterbacks. Derek Carr actually commented that he would consider coming out of retirement And there's some interest.
Man.
There's some interest from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, it's rumored. All right. Also, there's some rumors out there regarding Kirk Cousins possibly being a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And
that comes up every year.
I recognize that, and I feel like he can't move like worse than Aaron Rodgers. Like he in the pocket.
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah. Like he looked rough in Atlanta.
Well, he was coming off of a Achilles, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
You know, series injury. Just like it's very similar to Aaron Rodgers coming in from the Jets. All right, some of the other.
So do we want to go forward, or do we want to stay complacent, or do we want to go backwards? For real. I mean, if you're right now, in order for Mike McCarthy to make a splash with this team, he has to get a quarterback in there, develop him, and let's go on from there. Because what you're doing is postponing the team that you have in hand that made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. And
got thumped.
Got
thumped.
Yeah, I don't really. It wasn't a thump till the fourth quarter, and the person
call it what it is.
And the person that wait,
the final result was a thumping.
Yeah, but the person that we're talking about bringing back is the result.
It's kind of like this, JT. You know, when you're a kid, and you know you have that stern parent who knows when you mess up, right? You're somewhere and you mess up, and we're just going to use dads here, okay? And your dad tells you, boy, you know you messed up.
Right.
And when you get home, right, he's not going to do it around company.
Get messed up.
He's not going to do it around company, but he'll tell you when you
I don't know your parents were. Look, if my mom's listening, she beat me in school. So
I was going to say, my parents showed off.
But those situations where he'll say, you know, when we get home, okay, and this was the worst situation to be in, right? I'd rather get the whooping right then and there. But when you have to wait for it, and you go home.
But Kev, you already knew that.
I mean, mentally,
you already knew that.
But it's better just get it over with, right? But when your dad tells you when we get home, and it might not be 2 hours until you get home, you know, that is like a physical beating as well as a mental beating. But anyway, we need to go ahead and take our first break of the day so we can get already, because we need to get the legend on. The legend, number 75 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, greatest of all time. Mean Joe Greene. So we'll take a quick break, everyone. When we come back, we'll be with the big guy.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, love and hip-hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
All right. It is that time, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. I'm Kevin Cameron. Ken Craig is in the studio. James Taylor is in the studio as well. Now we move on to what we all been waiting on. The legend of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me give you a breakdown as far as how this individual started his career. 1969 as the first round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 4th overall. So that was the start of so many things that we'll talk about as far as the building of a dynasty and a great franchise, the Pittsburgh Steelers. When he was done, I can't read all the accomplishments. We don't have that much time, everybody. We really don't. I would love to. But what I'll do, I'll break it down this way. As a player, when he was done, 4-time Super Bowl champion. Okay? Some people, they would like to get one Super Bowl. They would like to just play in one. This dude, this legend, won 4. Okay, 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 1972 and 1974. And then I already told you about his start. When he did start in 1969, he was the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, and there's so much more. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He is in the Steelers Hall of Honor. He's go ahead.
1979 NFL Man of the Year. 10-time Pro Bowl selection.
Yeah.
1970s NFL All-Decade Team, NFL 75th Anniversary All-Time Team, and NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team.
Right. And This doesn't happen too often with the greatest NFL franchise. He got his number retired. Number 75.
Only one of three.
Woo! So we are happy to welcome our guy, and I call him the greatest Steeler of all time, number 75, Mean Joe Greene. Welcome, Mr. Greene.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Cameron, Ian, and James. Thank you, guys. Well, I tell you, I need to correct you on a couple of things.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, we do have Franco Harris on that team.
Yes.
And we do have Mr. Terry Bradshaw on that team.
Yes.
And I can emphatically tell you that without those two, we don't see those Super Bowls. And without those other guys on the offensive and defensive line and the secondary with Mel Blount,
you
can name a lot of them. All those offensive stalwarts that we had, we don't get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So we had, if I may use this, a cast of characters that were second to none. We had a great football team.
Yeah. And let me ask you, you mentioned a lot of players. And Mr. Greene, I have a whole list of questions here for you. But one of the questions, and one of the greatest players of all time, we haven't seen in a very long time. And that is number 58 in the middle of that Steelers defense, Jack Lambert. Have you had the pleasure to talk to him, or have you seen him lately?
Well, I haven't seen Jack maybe in a year, but I did talk to him last week.
Last week? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
He was just calling me to check on me and see if I was okay. He knows that I'm aging a little bit, getting on up there, older than him. So he was just checking on me. Seeing if I was aging properly and staying out of trouble.
That's excellent. And I know in your playing days, you really knew how to get after the other players and the other teams. And one of the questions that I have for you, before we talk about your career, okay, I would like to talk about the Hall of Fame, which you're in the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame finalists were just selected. And I was very disappointed that your teammate, L.C. Greenwood, did not make the Hall of Fame again this year. Could you provide your thoughts around that?
I was disappointed. When I was watching the honors program and I saw the five guys introduced, I wasn't quite sure if they were introducing the five contemporaries or, as we call them, they call them the old timers group. And when they finished with the five, I said, well, maybe they're bringing another group in. And it didn't happen, so I'm sitting there watching, and sure, I was disappointed. When Elsie's name first came up, I was on the Old Timers Committee, not once but twice. And, I explained our career together, 12 years, for 13 years, 12 years as he became a starter his second year when he took over for Ladvoff. He rotated with the starters, Ben McGee and Ladvoff, his rookie year. And we had an opportunity to play alongside of one another during that his rookie year, but it was just only a small dosage. But those small doses gave the coaches, my defensive line coach and our head coach, a chance to see what he brought to the table: speed and athleticism and a will to win. And with his length and his speed, LC was just incredible. His second year, he came in and took over for Lloyd, as I mentioned earlier, and we had some fun together. We really did. Our ability to communicate with one another grew over the span of those years, and we could communicate without uttering a word. And we got together on a lot of things there that helped us individually and helped the defense as a whole.
Definitely. I was definitely pulling for him. So thanks for your thoughts on that. And what I'll do, I'll ask one more question and I'll throw it over to the fellas so they can ask you a question as well. The teams that you were on won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, from 1974 to 1979. Do you believe that it should be mentioned more? Also, which Super Bowl was the most enjoyable and why?
You can talk about the 4 Super Bowls, but I'm going to tell you about my personal impetus for the first one, and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, but primarily the first one.
Okay.
It was my first year in Pittsburgh playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we won 1 ball game. The next year, I think we won maybe 3. Then we won 5. Then we drafted Franco. We won 11. And we got into the playoffs. And then Bradshaw came my second year. My first year was his second year. And putting together a group of guys to get past that 1-13. It was such a joy to realize that when we played the Oakland Raiders in that same year, and we were looking at the scoreboard and we were ahead so far enough that we know that they couldn't catch us, and the thrill that the next game, this team that was 1-13 will be going to the Super Bowl. And that's a great feeling. So with all of that said, I would say probably the most joyful Super Bowl had to be number 9. And to say that there was a great deal of pleasure in 10, 13, and 14 would be an understatement.
There you go. To show you how big of a Steeler fan I am, I know all the scores of all Super Bowls off the top of my head. So 16-6, if I'm correct.
Yes.
16-6 against Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So your first Super Bowl was the best. Ken.
Yes, and again, thank you for joining the show. My question, I want to take it a little bit of a different direction and not talk so much about your career, but after your career, because you've been a Pittsburgh icon for over 50 years now. And I know a lot of Hall of Famers move on after retirement, but you chose to make Pittsburgh home. What does this city mean to you, and how has your relationship with the city and Steeler fans evolved since you've retired?
I maybe because I'm 300 pounds and you saw a lot of me when you saw me, you were assuming that I spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh. But I did. I made Pittsburgh obviously the home that my professional home during the 13 years that I played. But I also played, I had 5 years as a coach that I lived in Pittsburgh. And then I had, I think, 14 years, something like that, as a part of the scouting team there with the Steelers. So I was there quite a bit. And I really, Pittsburgh grew on me. To say it was love at first sight would not be true. The snow and the steel mills, and then I think I was affected a lot by the 1-13. But I really grew to appreciate the change of the seasons and the people. The people, maybe because I was so big, they were friendly to me.
No, you weren't just big. You were a bad boy. You were a bad boy on that football field.
Well, they tolerated me. Even the ones when I wasn't so nice, and, because basically I'm kind of a shy person, but no one would ever believe that. But the city grew on me for sure, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Excellent. JT, what do you have for Mean Joe Greene?
Well, welcome, Mr. Greene, and thank you for taking time out of your your livelihood and your schedule just to join us, and we really appreciate it, and our listeners do as well.
Thank you.
But one thing I want to say, and I'm talking about the man outside of the Steeler uniform, I'm going back to 2008. First thing I want to say is I met you in 2008, and I met you were sitting there with my cousin, actually, and when I was talking to him, and he really didn't really have anything to say to me, but I was talking to you. I met you at the Gridiron Greats at Hotel Scottsdale, Super Bowl weekend. It was a Gridiron Greats party, and I told you I was from Pittsburgh and from the Hill District. And you took time out to actually talk to me. You were sitting there at a table and inside with a bunch of guys, and I want to say I really.
You caught the friendly side of
yes, sir. But you were sitting there with my cousin Charlie Taylor. And, And CT. Yes, sir. And you took time out and you talked to me for a few minutes, and I really appreciate that because, you know, it just showed the man that you are and just how you just integrated with people from Pittsburgh. And like I said, you talked to me, and I appreciate that. That was number one. Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. You're one of the few people, you know, that there's nice things about me.
There's a whole bunch of people out there, and let me share before I go back to JT again, a couple others. A lot of our listeners have been sending in different stories about you, good stories. I have Ralph McCormick, who's a regular listener of the show, actually text over to me a picture that you signed for him, as well as a card. And he said he couldn't wait for the show today. My wife, Francine Cameron, has a story where she ran into you at a gas pump on the north side of Pittsburgh. And she was all shy and everything at the time and kind of afraid to say something to you, but she got the courage to say something to you. And you spoke to her and you just made her day. So you just didn't make people's day on the football field, but also off the football field. And we just want to share that with you as well.
Well, I appreciate that. That lets me know that frown that I put on my face and the growl that I showed, the people just knew that I was kidding, and they could see right through me. So that's why they think I'm a nice guy.
Were you done, JT? Or
I have another question for you. So now, and like I tell people, I know you forgot more about football than people know. But I want to know, what is your view on the way, because the Mean Joe Greene back then, if they had the Mean Joe Greene now, I mean, you'd probably be, you know,
making a lot more money, JT,
and losing a lot more money in fines. But my thing is, what do you see of how much the defensive linemen are allowed to do now, and what they get fined for and how much they protect quarterbacks. What is your thought on that? The treatment of quarterbacks and of the way, like the defenses you've played on as the defenses now.
Well, each decade and each year, we go through things that we try to look to find the ways to better the game. And right now, in terms of what is happening on the defensive side of the ball, is we're stumbling on our way to making it better. And I say that because in lieu of this thing they call the tush push.
Right.
That is terrible for the game. That doesn't belong in the National Football League. And to see guys, defensive players trying to tackle a running back or receiver, anybody with the ball, then you have one of these offensive linemen coming up, hitting in the back, and trying to get more yardage. And the announcers on TV, they said, "Look at this guy moving his legs. This feet ain't touching the ground sometimes." They're carrying him. They carry the guy, and they won't recognize that the guy is feeding is not touching the ground.
Yeah,
that's bad. Both of those things didn't have a place in the game when I played, and even the hurdling. I remember doing that going on. When I first started, that was a 15-yard penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And because then it was about safety.
Yeah.
And they talk a lot about safety. Fortunately, we haven't seen anyone get injured doing that, but that's, I guess it's for the fans. They like to see these guys hurdling one another. But that's not safe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not safe. And that's, and I would defy anyone to tell me how you can make a tackle on a quarterback and your momentum is going forward and you can keep your body from falling on the quarterback.
Right. You put yourself at risk by doing that, right?
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Now, anytime that you put your head across the body of a runner, a person with the ball, it's very difficult to keep your head from hitting this guy in the chin or any place on his helmet if he's moving.
Right.
You can't do it. But I think that I'm going to say that I think we should be looking for ways to make it safer. And that's what they're doing. That's what I meant by stumbling on the way to find a safe way to do these things. And I think we should be looking for a way to make it safe. But right now, the defensive guys are getting the short end of the stick.
Got it. All right, so we have a couple more minutes with you here, and one of the questions that I have for you, and this is with the current situation, any thoughts on Mike Tomlin stepping away, the new head coach? I'm not sure how much you know Mike McCarthy, and were you surprised with the Steelers taking a different approach with their hire? Because the profile of the Pittsburgh Steelers hiring head coaches, only having 3 since 1969, Mike McCarthy makes number 4. The profile was to bring a defensive head coach in, someone who had good leadership skills, under 40 years old, and I believe had some coordinator experience as well. However, they did not do that this time. So your thoughts?
No. Profiles have been incorrect over time. And I think that the Steelers were very fortunate to choose someone like Chuck Noll to run that football team, someone like Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. It was a good thing, and it lasted for all three a long length of time, and that's gives those guys, all three of them, a chance for on-the-job training, and they all had it.
Yes,
they all had it, and they got better and better and better. And right now, what we've seen over the course of the National Football League, sometimes a good coach doesn't last into his third season.
Right.
Why? Because everybody's screaming for his head. Everybody can coach the game better than that coach. And so the powers that be, they succumb to the noise and the wind, and they change directions. And the guy never get a chance. And that's what happened for sure, in my experience with Chuck. Being 1-13, in 3 years, we didn't win 10 ball games. I think we won something like 7 or 8. In today's climate, he would have been gone.
Right.
So, I think that Mike, I really enjoyed watching his time in Dallas, because I lived here in Dallas, and he had a good offense going when they were running football, and then they had an offensive line, and then they started throwing the football with an inexperienced quarterback that was getting the receivers killed, and the offensive line wasn't quite as good, and things wouldn't hit a sour note. I wish they had hit that sour note when they played the Steelers. Right. But I have to believe that Mr. Rooney and all the people that supports him made the right decision, and they don't make any of these decisions haphazardly, make it being a rash decision. They don't do that. They have a history of not doing that.
Yes.
And finding this quarterback, this coach who has been a quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. I hope that that was the one thing that I was impressed with Mike at Dallas. He had an offensive line, and I think that he believes that the offensive line is probably as important as anything that's happening over on the offense. Maybe with the exception of the quarterback, but they keep the quarterback alive. But it's a big man's game, and I think Mike is a big guy, and he knows that it's a big man's game. Because the little guys can't do a whole lot if the big guys are not doing it for them.
Right.
Paving the way. So
right.
I think that having a seasoned head coach at this point in time that has been through it, has been to the Super Bowl, and has coached who's the guy I'm trying to think about now that's our quarterback last year?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron. He was with Aaron from being a young player that didn't know anything about the National Football League or what it took, being a Super Bowl champion. So he knows that process. And he knows how they got there with good defense and a good offense, good defensive line and a good offensive line. So
you feel good about it.
I do.
Excellent.
That's what I said. Yes, I do.
Excellent. And we're gonna let you go in a minute, but JT had a real quick question.
And this is from our listeners, Mean Joe. My buddy from Bridgeville, Steve Oden, sent me a text message just now. He's listening, and he wanted to thank you. And when you were talking about, when you were saying I'm one of the few that you might have been nice to, he wanted to thank you. And we didn't touch on yet, but he hit right on for one of the greatest commercials that has ever touched TV.
Yes.
Hey Kid, catch.
Good
point. And I think they tried to redo it again with certain different people, but it never meant the same. It didn't last that long, but he wanted to let you know that thank you for the greatest commercial ever to touch sports. And when I think back about it, do you ever talk to the kid that, or he's a grown man now, but that commercial and
tell everybody, which commercial was it?
It was when me and Joe was walking Coke commercial. Coke. When he was walking to the locker room and he was injured, and the kid looked he looked like he was terrified to talk to you or say something to you.
Like a lot of people.
Yeah. And he went to walk away, and you turned around and the commercial was history. Hey Kid, catch. And you threw him the jersey.
Yep. I could see the fear in his eyes. He was nervous. He did a good acting job.
Yeah. Have you talked to him since then?
Oh yeah. I haven't talked to him recently, but he was in Pittsburgh. We had for that commercial we won what they call in advertising the Clio Award, CLIO, and they presented the award there at the old Three Rivers Stadium. He was there with his wife, his daughter, and his son. And his son was, I think, 14 or 15. No, he wasn't that. He was older than Timmy. When we did the commercial, he was 12. This was in 78.
Interviewed October 1st, 1979.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. All right. So we will, Ken?
I just have one quick question because I know we talked a lot about football, but you made a lot of history off the field as well. And I have a fellow North Texas graduate in my household. Okay, so I have to bring this up. My wife, Katie, graduated from University of North Texas. And we talked, and we talked a lot about, the 8-foot statue right outside the stadium. But most importantly, we discussed the history that you made being the first African-American to serve as a regent for any Texas State University. What did that mean to you at the time when you were appointed?
Well, I was definitely overwhelmed by it and overjoyed by the thought of being there with all these people that had spent some time at North Texas and people that had spent some time in Texas of building their own reputation through business and finance and academics. So it was a heavy hitter group that I was involved in. And I walked in there with my football acumen. So I had to say, hey, give me a chance, I'll be all right.
Well, you paved the way for so many people to follow. So congratulations on that.
Definitely.
And thank you for all you've done.
And that's good that you brought it up in Black History Month as well, for sure. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap things up. And thank you for being part of the show. And I have to say a very special thank you for our mutual friend, Mr. Ron Hill, for connecting us to allow this interview to occur. And we'll wrap it up with this last question and we'll let you go. And what are you doing now? Because the people would like to know. We know you're retired. How many
That says it all right there. I'm retired.
Number of grandkids. You're in Texas. And will you be here for the NFL draft?
I'll be up there for the Mel Blount fundraiser. That would be in April. I don't know about the draft. Yes.
Okay.
I have in my second marriage now. I have 7 grandkids, and my wife has 8 grandkids. So We're covered. We're covered for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all of those days.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, Mean Joe Greene, one of the greats of the NFL, as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers, a dominating force when he played. We thank you. God bless you. God bless your family.
Yes.
And we hope to be able to put face to name real soon.
Not only was it a pleasure, Mr. Greene, it's been an honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys got to let me say this one time.
Sure.
You know, when there's in today's football, when there's an interception by anybody in the secondary or a turnover on defense,
yes,
when they run to the end zone and sit in front of the camera and do all that crazy stuff,
yes,
that would be a good place to start. Say, nix that, get rid of it.
I like it.
To be Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, who went to the University of Pittsburgh, right, was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, or he's a what do you call it? Inductee, right?
Yes.
Right.
So he was known for doing exactly what you said. He was known for that, and I'm glad you brought that up as well. And so yeah, a lot of players just don't do things right, and a lot of the penalties they're getting for some of the things that they're doing is hurting the team.
Yeah.
Immaturity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
it's been a joy to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you,
Mr. Greene.
Such an honor.
All right. Take care.
All righty.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Wow.
All right. Good job, guys.
Wow.
Good.
That's one of those capital WOW. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just still shook up a little bit.
Woo, man.
We're talking to Mean Joe Greene, number 75, one of my favorites.
Wow.
In sports.
In sports, and I think the more you really look into his life and identify who he is as a human as well, you start to see the accolades that he built even off the field, right? He wasn't just a football player. Like, he was a very successful human and did a lot of good for, like I said, universities around his hometown in Dallas, UNT, here in Pittsburgh. I mean, he's just an all-around incredible human being.
Yes,
Man.
for sure. And
Kev, I got to give you credit for knowing a couple people. And the reason why I'm going to say this is I've listened to talk shows all my life. Okay, that since they've been coming on for real, especially sports, especially NFL.
Right.
And in my whole time listening, I really have never heard Sir Mean Joe Greene do interviews with anybody. Like, I won't mention other, but I've never really heard him do interviews, Kev.
Right. I haven't heard too many, unless it's really high-level national people, like maybe a Rich Eisen.
Yeah, but that's more TV.
NFL Network.
That aren't chasing the today's story type.
And he had to be there really in order for them to get that interview, right?
Right.
But I'm talking about on the radio.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, but I'll go back to what I mentioned, Ron Hill.
Without a doubt.
Who listens. He's from Pittsburgh. He lives in Maryland or Virginia. I want to say Maryland. Ron, you could correct me next time we speak.
You're right in that DMV, right? DMV.
But the thing about it is, I always say you can't do anything by yourself. You just can't. So it's good to know good people where you could connect the dots to bring great individuals on, like Lawrence Taylor last week, Mean Joe Greene this week. Now I'm asking, how do we top it? Who do
he put us on notice?
Who do we bring? Who do we bring next week?
Me and Kim might have to go.
Next week?
Me and Kim might have to go and kidnap him.
Yeah.
Brought in some heavy hitters, Cav.
Hey, anything to make the show better.
But thanks, Mr. Hill. Ron, my man Ron from up there in Penn Hills.
Definitely. And for those that are listening, I'm getting a lot of texts. Keep the texts coming in. We really appreciate it. And I'll say, please be a regular listener of Pittsburgh's DSEN, because what we believe diversity matters. Okay. And, we're not the traditional radio station that talk about sports in the Pittsburgh market. We want to give you a different flavor, with our opinions and everything, and bring in good guests of interest. And those are some of the goals that we have. And we want to talk about the major and hot sports topics as well, and what we'll move on to. And we'll talk about this after the break. Keep the texts coming in. I see them, and I appreciate all the love out there as well. One of the things we need to talk about, what's going on?
We never gave him the call-in number.
Okay, the call-in, you're right. We were so excited.
Yeah, we were so excited.
The people on YouTube could see it.
Yeah,
right.
But
we want everybody's calls as well.
I mean, if you want to call up and let us know what you thought about the interview, 412-213-8995 is the call-in number. 412-213-8995. And the text number is 412-218-3888. And remember, like I always say, do not call the text line.
Right. Okay. Where I was going as far as our next topic is a hot topic, everybody. Everyone should have known, but if you didn't know, that's okay. That's what we're here for. There were 10 head coach openings in the NFL this year. And I want everyone's thoughts on the zero. The zero. What was the zero? The zero
no
was
African-American coaches.
No African-American coaches, no black coaches hired during this cycle. So,
and to mention, we went from 6 total NFL or African-American black head coaches to now 3.
Exactly.
So we cut it in half and didn't hire any new ones.
Right. And 10, that's a third of the league. There's almost a third, right? There's 32 teams in the NFL, 10 openings, and no black head coach hired. So we need to talk about that when we get back. Also, we need to talk about the Steelers, the biggest needs in free agency. What are they? The Pittsburgh Pirates signed veteran slugger Marcell Ozuna.
Did they officially pass their cap that they've spent previously?
I don't know.
Like, are they like way over that now?
I don't know. I don't know. Look it up, Ken, during the break.
I have the answer.
Okay.
I'm teasing.
The Pirates?
Oh, you're teasing. Yeah. Good tease, Ken. All right. Can the Pirates be a contender? Because tomorrow, pitchers and catchers report to spring training. Okay. And we also need to talk about the Olympics. Lindsey Vonn crashed again. Was it really worth it to perform
and that was right at the
on that
at the beginning of her
ACL?
That was at the very beginning of her run.
I know, like 13 seconds in, if I'm not mistaken.
That must be a vicious mountain, Cav.
We'll talk about it all when we return.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday Jazz Melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Thanks for listening to Pittsburgh's diverse sports and entertainment network. I'm Kevin Cameron of Soul Take, the sports talk show that airs each Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. As we celebrate Black History Month, we present a number of Black sports athletes. This segment, we actually present two incredible athletes, the Williams sisters.
The feats of Venus and Serena Williams are legendary. Brilliance that has transcended their sport and made them icons.
There we are. It's Serena Williams again. 14 years after that first victory here. Grand Slam number 22.
The sisters from Compton, California first captivated audiences in the mid-90s with their signature beaded cornrows, infectious smiles, and unsurpassed talent. But beyond dominating tennis for most of this century, they've also become symbols of much more than the game itself. Young girls and boys of color saw themselves in them. Unapologetically Black, unapologetically proud, and unapologetically great. The Williams sisters have used their platform to elevate Black voices and to help pursue solutions to problems faced in the Black community. They founded the Yetunde Price Resource Center in their hometown of Compton, named after their sister who was murdered in 2003. The center is a leader in mental health programming in Black and Brown communities, assisting students struggling with heightened mental health issues and providing aid to trauma victims. From championships to culture, entrepreneurship to service, the Williams sisters have carved out a towering legacy that surpasses the boundaries of tennis.
That was the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena Williams.
We ain't good, but we still good. I hate that we didn't make it to forever. Probably ain't getting back together.
All right, we are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the interview with the legend. Number 75 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mean Joe Greene. And I had to play a little bit of Usher, fellas, because everyone should know that we have a new show, a relatively new show on Pittsburgh's DSEN, Relationship Conversations with Dr. Linda Bain. And she comes on every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. Valentine's Day is coming up. So hopefully everyone has their Valentine's Day gifts or plans together. And then, you know, put it on your schedule. Relationship Conversations every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. And also would like to make a few other announcements as well. Pittsburgh CSCN, you know what? We are having a cruise. Yeah, cruise. November 7th through the 14th. All the information is on the website. Come cruise with us. And have some fun. Also, coming up after the show, we have the best of soulful music till midnight as well. And as you heard during our break, we have some Black History Month segments that we play. So you'll hear the Black History Month segments 24/7 during all of our programming. So yeah, continue to check us out. Hopefully you're a subscriber of the radio station. If not, please subscribe on our website, pghdscn.com, as well as our YouTube channel. And fellas, first of all, for some of the people that might have joined late, I'm Kevin Cameron. Ken Craig is here. JT James Taylor is here as well. Ken, I'm not sure if we shared with everyone last week our numbers on YouTube. We went over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm very excited about it. I didn't have it queued up, JT.
Oh, man.
I should have had it queued up. Now we're over 51,000 in just such a short time. So we need to keep it rolling. So spread the news, everyone. Spread the news. All right. So let's get to the next topic that I wanted to talk about. And that is the lack of head coaches, black head coaches in the NFL. All right. I have an article from the New York Times that really gave a lot of information regarding this last coaching cycle in the NFL. With a record time, 10 openings. Hear what I said, everybody. It was a record. Tied, right? Record time. 10 openings in the NFL. There were 0 black head coaches. Okay. Houston Texans coach DeMarco Ryans also is just one of the 3 head coaches remaining. Okay. I'm not going to read the whole article. The other head coaches that are black in the NFL, we have Todd Bowles of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we have Aaron Glenn of the New York Jets. Something has to change fast because Aaron Glenn, I'm a little suspect.
Yeah, it's the Jets organization, so
yeah,
odds are he's going to be gone within 2 years. Did you say DeMeco Ryans?
I said DeMeco.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is so 3 black head coaches. That is just one more than in 2002, the season before the league instituted the Rooney Rule, which requires teams to hold an in-person interview with at least 2 external head coaching candidates who are minorities and or women. In 2017, there were 7 black NFL head coaches entering the season and 8 minority coaches. So in 2017, things were looking pretty good. They were looking pretty good. So the NFL went from 7 and 8 minorities to 3 black head coaches. Now, a minority was hired, and that was, I have the name. Let me find it here. Who hired? Where is it? Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh. Yeah.
Saleh.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh.
He was the previous Jets head coach. Before Aaron Glenn.
Tennessee hired him.
Yeah. Then Tennessee hired him. Yep.
Okay. So the list of head coaches that were hired, and I could tell you, well, let me just say this. Arizona hired Mike LaFleur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a whole lot about him off the top of my head. Atlanta Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot about Kevin Stefanski, 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. However, he's a person that I feel is overrated. I really do. I don't understand why so many national pundits are high on Kevin Stefanski. So we'll see what he does in Atlanta.
I mean, he has every offensive piece except a top caliber quarterback.
Yeah.
At Atlanta. I mean, they got weapons all over the place. So we'll see what he does there. If he can, if he can show what he can do there, then prove us wrong. Otherwise, I think he's overrated.
Baltimore hired Jesse Minter. Buffalo hired Joe Brady. Cleveland hired Todd Monken, which I think is a mistake, but they always make mistakes.
Yeah, I'm good with that mistake. I'm great with that mistake.
Las Vegas Raiders hired Clint Kubiak.
Mm-hmm.
Miami Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley. The New York Football Giants hired John Harbaugh. I think that was a good hire.
I think for the Giants, I do too. I do too.
Tennessee, we talked about Tennessee. And
although I will say, can I say one more thing about John Harbaugh? I wonder if now he's kicking himself in the butt a little bit because
of Buffalo.
Because of everything that opened up. Yeah, including Buffalo.
Yeah, more especially. And our Pittsburgh Steelers hired Mike McCarthy. Now, when I started doing my research on this particular topic, I said, okay, let me dive a little deeper into this. Okay? No black head coaches hired in this cycle. Okay, out of 10. However, you can give some teams the benefit of the doubt, right? Like the Steelers. And of course, I'm biased. Yeah, I'm biased, everybody. But the Steelers hired a black head coach, Mike Tomlin. He was there 19 years.
Right.
And he decided to step away. Okay? So, if they didn't hire another black coach, cool. Okay, it's about the best man or the best person getting the job anyway, right? However, if you got 10, I think you could find a black head coach that fits into that particular group. Now, the digging that I did, I said, okay, how many NFL teams never had a black head coach? Are you ready? You want to give me a number?
Hold on, let me think.
I'm going to say 25.
I'm going to say 23.
Wow, you two are real pessimistic. Real pessimistic.
It's probably worse than that.
No. That's being optimistic. Pessimistic.
21 to 23.
So you all are doubling the number.
Oh,
11.
really?
11. 11. Now, keep in mind, 11 out of 32.
Yeah.
That's over 33%.
Yeah.
Okay? And when you have 60 to 70%, and I didn't look up that part, but black players in the NFL, I would think it's somewhere around.
I think it's like 67%.
60 to 70% range.
Yep.
Okay? So here are the teams. Should I put these?
Yeah, put them on blast.
Put them on blast.
Let's talk about it.
Here, it's 53 and a half to 58% is what it says here.
That never had a black head coach.
No, players.
Players, 58%?
2023 to 2025.
Okay, 58%. Okay. All right. So Ken said put these teams on blast.
Yeah.
They deserve to be on blast. Here they are in alphabetical order. Buffalo, Dallas, the New York Football Giants, Jacksonville, Carolina, the LA Rams, the Baltimore Ravens, the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl Seattle Seahawks, the Tennessee Titans, and the Washington Commanders.
So,
never, ever had a black head coach.
Okay.
Never, ever.
We're not counting mixed, right?
Black.
Okay.
Black.
Because, the Titans just signed Robert Saleh.
Right, but
so it's a little bit, but not really.
I thought I read that he's considered like the, what is it? Lebanese?
Arabic, yeah.
Okay.
Like
Lebanese descent.
Okay, cool.
Because Arizona had Dennis Green.
So we'll let them say they're sliding in the right direction. But, yeah, the others, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so it's time to, can you believe it? We only have a half an hour left. And we're going to blow past the last break.
And to another point, though, a lot of times you want to dig into it. Like if they hire, if you look at the Steelers coaching staff right now, right? Yeah, they hired Mike McCarthy, but 6 of their 14 coaching hires, so far are, diverse candidates, right?
Okay.
So, and I don't know the background of each one of them, but there's 6 of 14 are diverse, right? So it's like, okay, that's still a good representation.
Right. And from a Steeler standpoint as well, there's still Omar Khan.
Right.
That is there as well. Okay. From a minority standpoint. We want to hear from you, everyone. Like I said, I received a lot of texts. A lot of texts came into the radio station and also my personal text as well. Please give us a call. And what I would like to do, like I said, we're going to fly through the break here. But just to go back to this list, one of the things that stand out to me, fellas, the great majority of these teams has had multiple openings probably over the last 10 years. When you take a look, Dallas, they probably fall into that category. How long was McCarthy there?
4 years.
But definitely the Giants, I think off the top of my head, the Giants, Jacksonville, Carolina.
And those original teams, like the Giants, right? Like Jacksonville they've been around a while now, but they were an expansion team not too long ago, right? In my lifetime. The Giants, though, like they've been around since the beginning.
Yeah. And Yolanda texts me, and hopefully she's still listening. And I'm going to throw this over to you two fellas. Throw it over to you, Ken. And we have a pink, terrible towel.
Oh, he brings it out now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're putting you on blast.
Why is that?
Because me and JT wanted to put those up in the background.
I brought one in.
Where's it at?
You said you didn't want it.
Yeah, you kicked it out.
He's like, I don't do nothing pink.
Yeah.
No, well, I don't.
Said, get out of here.
I don't. However, for a good cause, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got one of these at the Steelers game whenever I went. I think it was in October. But they were giving those out. It was either October or November, but it was for breast cancer awareness.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Yolanda is doing a fundraiser. One of our regular callers. She's doing a fundraiser, and she'll be she wants pictures of people that are wearing pink or showing pink to help raise money for breast cancer awareness. I want to make sure I get it right as far as the fundraiser. So that's why we need Yolanda. If you're listening, give us a call and let everyone know what the fundraiser is all about.
And then get Kevin to start repping pink.
I'll flash it. I'll flash it. All right. So anything else on the pathetic no hire of a black coach by the NFL?
It's disappointing, but I hope it's a small bump in the greater picture. Right. And their cycles. I thought this year was going to be, it had the biggest openings with the most sought after teams. I thought it was going to be a big year. There weren't really that many big names flown around or thrown around. I thought there was going to be a lot more names kind of in the coaching pipeline. We didn't hear about a lot. I mean, it was just. It was a lot less, what's the word? Like, climatic than I thought it was.
Yes. All right. We have, Yolanda, I wanted you to call the radio line, but I have you.
Wait.
No problem. You're good because
you're live on the air.
You're live on the air. You're live on. Yes, you are. So, did you see our pink?
I do. I see y'all.
Okay.
You excellent. Put yours over to the side somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we're not going into.
Yeah, I have it. I have it up now. Okay. And we'll take a group picture when we're done, and I'll make sure you get it. So if you could fill everybody in before you do, I need you to answer the question of the day.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going? Who is that? Is that your grandchild?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Hello. All right, the question of the day that we didn't get to yet, Yolanda. Okay, but we're gonna get to it now. So before you let everyone know what you're doing from a fundraising standpoint, I want you to answer the question of the day. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. If you could watch any Pittsburgh sports legend that you haven't seen play, who would it be?
Yeah, Franco Harris.
You never saw Franco play on TV?
I never. Well, I see. Oh, on TV?
Yeah.
I thought you meant in person.
No. I mean, you didn't see him play live. You didn't see him play on TV.
I seen him play on TV. I didn't see him play live.
Okay, it could be, to give you an example, Ernie Stotner that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His number is retired as well. That's just one example. It could be, I'm not sure if you saw Roberto Clemente play baseball. The Pirates had quite a lot. Let me give you mine.
Wait, you said baseball or football?
Again, Pittsburgh sports legend. Let me give you mine.
Oh, okay. Any Pittsburgh sports.
Yeah, let me give you mine.
All right, yes. Give me yours.
Josh Gibson.
Oh.
Okay. Josh Gibson, the Pittsburgh legend, the home run king of Negro League baseball. I would have loved to have seen him play.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you think about that a little bit.
I think. All right, I'm gonna think. Give me a couple seconds because I was gonna say Jerome Bettis.
What about you two?
I didn't see him play.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking.
But you saw him play on TV. So.
Yeah, see, I gotta think about this because I was gonna. The biggest one I think that I have not been able to see is Roberto Clemente.
Yeah. Okay, JT, you got one?
Okay.
Or you need some time to think?
I mean, I had a couple.
Okay.
But the one gentleman that I I got to see him on TV, but I would love to see him play in person.
Okay.
Is fairly not with Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor.
Well, he was during your lifetime. I'm talking about somebody who
and he's
wasn't
not in Pittsburgh.
Well, I'm just saying.
Good job.
You talking about Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Oh, I thought you said any.
No, Pittsburgh sports legend. Pittsburgh sports legend.
Oh, I mean, I would probably have to agree with Ken over here, Roberto Clemente. I thought you meant anywhere, like at any.
Nope.
I would have to say Roberto Clemente.
That was during your lifetime. You never saw Roberto?
No, but when was Roberto Clemente killed?
If I could remember, 1971.
Okay.
Was it 1971?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I have no idea.
I was 3.
Okay. Got you. All right, Yolanda, you have yours?
And of course, Dwayne Woodruff. I didn't ever get to see him play in person.
That was part of your lifetime.
TV.
That was part of your lifetime.
72.
Right.
72. Okay. All right.
What was 72?
December 31st.
When
December
Roberto
31st,
Clemente
1972 is when
passed.
Roberto Clemente passed away.
Okay.
He's going back.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
All right. You have it for us.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. Go back, right?
Yeah, give me one that's not during our lifetime. You have it? Or your lifetime?
Let's see. One that's not during my lifetime.
Pittsburgh sports legend.
Number 29, Rod Woodson.
Sean said number 29, Rod Woodson.
Well, first of all, let's tell Sean it's 26.
We got to wrap this one up. This isn't going so hard.
All right, tell us about the
wow.
Tell us about the fundraiser.
Okay, so it is with the Pink Lemonade Stand Challenge. I'm an advocate with them. So what I would like is for people to wear pink in support of the Love to Spread Breast Cancer Awareness, like a little campaign that I'm doing. So if you could put on your pink, take a picture, send it over to me, to my email, and or send it to my LinkedIn, or send
the
it
radio
to
station.
Kevin Cameron.
Yeah.
Yes, you can send it to Kevin Cameron, and he can send it to me. I am going to create a video of all of us that support breast cancer awareness. And that is for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, as well as the Pink Lemonade Stand Challenge. I will have a post up that people can place their pictures under there, as well as a barcode if anyone wants to click on there and donate. You know, please feel free, but don't feel pressed to donate, to put your picture. You know, we can all support in different ways.
Thank you. And you're calling from what part of Virginia?
I am calling from Glen Allen, Virginia.
Okay. Excellent. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's something near and dear to my heart because my mother is a surviving breast cancer patient, and any chance I get, I always support and, wear pink. Even with the Pitt Panthers, my son played for Pitt, and they were honoring the seniors in October of his last year, which I think was 2016. But when my wife and I got to go out on the field in October, I had on my pink Pitt jersey with my son's number on it, the only one I've ever seen, and I have to send it to you. And I also had on the pink bandana to go with it in honor of my mother.
Excellent.
And what's your mother's name again? Because you told me this past October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, ma'am. Patricia Taylor.
Miss Patricia Taylor. We keep her in honor as well.
Thank you.
All right, Yolanda. Thank you very much, and we'll make sure we get the picture to you. And for those of you watching and listening, send those pictures to me, and I'll make sure Yolanda get the pictures.
And I will send the video to Mr. Kevin Cameron as well.
Excellent. Appreciate it, Yolanda.
And hi, JC. Hi, Ken.
Hi.
Hello.
What's the name of your grandchild?
Prince.
Prince?
You say hi, Prince?
Hello. Hi, Prince. You're live on Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSEN.
He's trying to show you his toy. He can't see it. He just can hear you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Yolanda. Okay.
Y'all have a good evening. Stay safe.
You
I'm
too.
still watching.
Okay, great. Bye. Bye-bye. Excellent. Yolanda, one of our regular listeners, so we love it when we could be a part of people that are doing good things and good causes. All right, so fellas, we have probably about 17 minutes. We're going to make it happen, run through these topics that we still have left. So we'll do one each. As far as the answer, Steelers' biggest needs in free agency.
Yeah, this one's a big one. I think we need to discuss, is Cam Hayward coming back? He just posted a cryptic tweet. That cryptic tweet was a book closing. Does that mean that he is closing the book on his career?
Okay.
Right? With Mike Tomlin not being the head coach. Does he want to play for another head coach? I don't know the answer to that. But if he's leaving, that leaves a wide open hole on our defensive line.
Okay.
So I think we need to factor in that.
For free agency, you're saying defensive line?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's one of the pieces of it.
JT?
Well, you know where I'm going.
Where?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
We need somebody.
See, I'd rather go draft for wide receiver. Me personally,
I think we can do both.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you, JT. I'll also add to that cornerback. Cornerback.
Are we? Have you heard anything about Asante Samuel? Is he? I know signings really haven't been happening.
I did not.
That happens in March.
I did not.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know if there's rumors of his camp wanting to make a deal with Pittsburgh or anything.
All right, so let's talk Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
And I was going to say the one thing, Ken, and you brought up a great point. with his camp because the number of corners in free agency right now, teams do not want to pay the going rate for a corner with franchise tag. And so that's where the Steelers are going to, I think, hit it big, is in free agency with teams not wanting to pay in most positions.
Right.
For franchise tag.
Yep.
All right, so we'll move on to the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was expected that the Pirates, and again, it all starts tomorrow, everyone. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training tomorrow. It's music to my ears because not the teams the Pirates normally have, but because the warm weather is coming. The warm weather is coming to Pittsburgh. But from a Pirate standpoint, I'm feeling bullish on the Pittsburgh Pirates, fellas, and that's normally not the case year in and year out. But
well, we're over $105 million in projected cap spending.
Nice. It's about time. And I've always said, Ken, look, if you spend $20 million less than what you should in year one, and you do that for 10 years, right? You have what? 200,000? Yeah. You have 200, did I say million?
Yes.
200 million available to spend.
Right.
So they're finally deciding you should, unless you go.
You can't screw up that much money, I hope.
Unless you go just blow it.
Yep.
All right. So the Pirates were expected to sign a DH, Marcell Ozuna, to a one-year deal. I'm not sure if that happened officially yet. It is supposed to be a one-year, $12 million contract. He's a veteran slugger, and this is all pending a physical. It also supposed to feature a $16 million mutual option for 2027 with a $1.5 million buyout. So that's just a summary of what that contract is all about. Now, everyone should know the Pirates are known to have pitching. Over the offseason, they've been trying to add offense, people that could hit. They've been trying to get hitters in here. So Ozuna would be the third acquisition that they've made during the offseason to try to improve the offense. So I'm feeling bullish, as I indicated, with our Pittsburgh Pirates. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you know one thing, Kev, the way baseball's set up, this Cy Young winner that we have, right? Mm-hmm. You have to build around him. Or you have...
You will hope.
No, you have to, because you will no doubtably lose him when it's time for his contract to be up.
Well, that's the thing. You either build around him or he's gone.
Or he's gone, because there is no franchise tag in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Olympic update. Okay, we talked about this a little bit before we broke. Our last break, I think Lindsey Vonn, crashed during her practice round. I think her last practice round before the Olympic, tore her ACL. She competed. She's 41 years old. She crashed again, JT, 13 seconds in?
13 seconds into a run, yeah.
And she messed up some other stuff, right? So was it worth it? Would you have done it?
Well, I mean, she showed she could still do it before the Olympics when she won the one event. So, but I think...
but she was healthy though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean... You're correct, but I mean, I don't think she would just went out there and did it when she wasn't healthy. But and I think when you go to another nation, and these mountains are a lot different than these mountains in the United States.
She's experienced. She's done it before, but it was the injury.
But how long was she going away from? How long was she away from it, though?
Yeah. To me, to be honest with you,
and they were talking about the snow too. How what is it? Did you? The packed snow is snow and all that.
If I tore my ACL and I could ski, I would still do it because I'm on rehab anyway.
Right. I mean, I think you do it, right? Because there's only two things that happen, right? You either get hurt again or you win.
Just think how much money she'll get for the book she writes, right?
Right. I mean, she's always been one to take big risks. She's always been one to take the hardest paths down the hill, right? I mean, that's why she's a winner.
Yeah.
Well, at least, I hate to say this, at least her U.S. companion or U.S. teammate won the gold. Breezy Johnson won the gold in that event that she crashed in.
Right. Alpine gold. So through the first few days, Team USA won a couple of medals so far, including figure skating, where the USA won gold. You mentioned Breezy Johnson's Alpine gold. But countries like Norway and Italy have more total medals at this particular stage. And then I saw something about the women's ice hockey team has been doing well also.
They just beat on Canada 5-0 today.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, there's been a lot of political noise. I'm not sure. We don't have a whole lot of time to go into it, but Donald Trump actually, he's going back and forth with these athletes. It's not a good situation.
Explain.
So some athletes are criticizing the domestic policies. So they're receiving a lot of backlash from the right-wing politicians.
Well, and not to mention,
they're talking about ICE, how,
they have ICE over there with them as well. And that has been causing quite a disturbance within Italy as well.
Yeah, and they're calling them unpatriotic, and they asked somebody to come home and leave the team. I can't remember.
Yeah, but, the players are answering like, I'm representing the U.S., not very happy with what's happening right now, but, I'm still representing my country, and people are calling that unpatriotic, and which I totally disagree with. So.
I do too. Yeah. I do too. And it's not the first time that this has happened in the Olympics as well. So yeah, I'll say more power to them. Continue to stand up for things that are wrong. Okay. PGA, let's talk golf. The Phoenix Open. Did you two have a chance to watch the Phoenix Open?
No, just the only thing I did watch was the hole cutter ceremony. And that's the only thing I could watch, unfortunately. Did not get to check it out. But when the guy comes out and picks where to place the hole on Sunday morning, and they do the entire hole cutting ceremony at the stadium hole, it's pretty cool.
The 16th.
16th what?
16th hole. The stadium hole.
That's something.
I went to it in 2000 and actually the year that I'm with Joe Greene, 2008.
Okay. You got a lot in.
That was a big year, man. Big year.
So one thing about the 16th green, explain to everybody real quick.
Well, when it first started, there weren't seats in the Coliseum. It was just a lot of people. It's a par 3. And it usually averages, I think one year it was really short. It was 140 some yards, but it was just recently in the 160, 170 yard range. And it's a par 3. And if you're not familiar with this golf outing, or with this golf tournament sponsored by the PGA, it is the most partying golf tournament. They have limousine type golf carts that are turned into bars that ride around the course. People drink. And what they used to do is say, for instance, if you're drinking I'm not going to give any names because I'm not going to promote anybody that ain't paying. But if you're drinking a beer and it's in a plastic bottle, they used to throw plastic bottles if you didn't hit the green. Or remember the rubber bricks
that
they used to throw at the TV?
Mm-hmm.
They used to throw rubber bricks. They would throw whatever onto the green if a player didn't hit the green. And it was welcomed by the PGA. Mm-hmm. But then when people started getting hurt, people started, and then when they put the stands in, I think, which was kind of not good.
Okay, you got 30 seconds.
Okay, people were falling out of the stands, drunk, and getting injured. And I guess they did put some things up to try to, deter that. But it's just a golf outing, I think, that really does not belong because it's everything against what PGA golf should be.
I was asking about the Coliseum, and the Coliseum is basically a U-shaped stadium around a hole.
A hole,
and
par 3.
I understand it takes them like 4 months to assemble it. If it were me, I would just leave it up. I would just leave it up. Yeah.
Well, it's a country club, so it's a private country club. So it's TPC Scottsdale. So members don't even want it up. I mean, so it's really.
How much money do they spend assembling that and just, taking it down?
Kev, that's peanuts compared.
Yeah, but it's still money that could be saved.
So you would leave it up all year?
Yeah, I would. And then I think they'll make even more money because people like me would prefer to see it, right? The people who can't get out there for the competition would like to go there to see it. I know when I was in London, over in England, I went over to Wimbledon to see their facility, and nothing was going on, but I wanted to see their facility.
Well, it started there was nothing there, then it started as a couple rows of bleachers, and that's
but we have 4 minutes, so we have to get moving here. So the winner was Chris Guthrup, and he actually won at -16
in the playoff.
In a playoff. Up this week is AT&T Pebble Beach. Pro-Am is this week.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers going to be there?
Probably so.
I think so.
Probably so. Around the NBA, let me see if we could hit around the NBA real quick. James Harden traded to the Cavaliers. Go ahead.
And how about, this is something else I don't agree with. They're making Donovan Mitchell, they made Donovan Mitchell shoot in the 3-point contest or coming up. When is the NBA All-Star?
This weekend.
They're making Donovan Mitchell and he's hurt. The NBA are making him play.
I'm sure they can't make him.
Yeah,
something's going on. Something's going on where I just seen it. I didn't read all of it because I was like in a rush. But
yeah,
and but that's something to look at too.
All right, the New York Knicks. They're rolling, fellas. They won their last 9 of 10, and I believe they play Indiana tonight. Also, the NBA is talking about expansion. By the way, your boy lost last night. LeBron James lost to OKC. I thought that would make you happy.
I've seen that, but
no Doncic or SGA played in that game, but the Lakers still end up losing. The NBA is talking expansion. The league is likely to vote this year on adding new teams in Las Vegas as well as Seattle. As far as the All-Star game you mentioned, JT, the NBA is blending gaming creator culture into All-Star festivities to attract younger audiences. Steph Curry, he's expected to miss the All-Star game due to a knee issue. Let me see what else of interest. Kawhi Leonard dropped 41 points in a game for the Clippers, and the Knicks had a strong victory that I mentioned in Boston.
So Kawhi Leonard needs three games of load management to take off?
Who knows?
And one other thing I gave to you guys earlier.
Yep.
Charlie Woods.
You should have brought that up during golf.
It just dawned on me.
Go ahead real quick.
Charlie Woods, the son of Tiger Woods, has verbally committed to the University of Florida State. And they're looking at his NIL money to be anywhere from $10 million a year to $12.5 million a year, if not more.
And I just noticed I never changed our framing with Joe Greene, but if you joined us and you missed Joe Greene, he was on the phone with us. You could check out the recording. It was a great 30 minutes. I think we had him on 30 minutes. Charlie Woods, that's crazy, that NIL money. That's just crazy. All right, so we'll wrap things up with number 4 Duke. We'll be playing tonight at 9 p.m.
You going to the game?
I am going to the game. I'll be leaving here to go to the game. Everyone, please check out our YouTube channel and subscribe, because when we go to these games, we put all of the interviews and other information on YouTube. So you don't have to wait until you come back here to catch everything that happened during the week. Now, as I mentioned, Duke, they're a real good team. They're number 4. They have the Boozer brothers and others. Is there a chance that Pitt could upset Duke tonight? Duke just lost to North Carolina
at Duke
a few days ago. No, I thought that was at North Carolina.
I thought it was a home game for Duke. Wasn't it?
There's always a chance, but I don't see it.
I mean, crazier things have happened, right? Like Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson.
You're right.
But this one I think is in the bag already in the books, but I don't see.
Cameron Boozer, one of the Boozer brothers, one of the ACC top players, averaging 23.3 points per game and 10 rebounds. I'm hearing that he might be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. All right. So that is a wrap, fellas. It's 8:01. I tried for us to get done by 8 o'clock, but we went a little over. I'll throw it over to JT for his closing 30 seconds, please.
Once again, I want to thank everybody for listening, because when you listen and you watch our YouTube station, you're part of the reason why we are what we do. You are a part of the reason we do what we do, and just an amazing job. Kevin Cameron and Ken Craig, just can't say enough about what you guys do. Remember to always check on your loved ones, especially the older ones that don't get as much attention. Speak to somebody, smile at somebody, say hi to somebody. Might change their day. And I just want to wish you all just a blessing.
Thank you all for all the team here for supporting the show today. Thank you for all the listeners and all the engagement that we've had throughout all the different platforms. If you are not following, if you watch us but you're not following the show, go ahead and click that subscribe button for us. It's a free way to support what we do. Helps us here, helps the network, helps our families. And we'll talk to you, or we'll see everybody next week. We'll be here throughout the Olympic Olympic break for many sports, but it's not a break for us.
It's a break for NHL hockey.
That's why I keep saying it throughout the Olympic break. It's the break through the hockey season.
Yeah. Thanks to both of you, as always, for doing a outstanding job. This show was really special today because of me and Joe Greene. And, I want to thank him again for being a part of the show. 30 minutes. Hey, that's really saying, or that really means a lot to spend that much time with such a legend, and all the supporters that are out there watching and listening. We appreciate you. What we have here, we're trying to grow it as big as possible, but it's all about you. It's all about providing good sports information to you. And hopefully, if we do that, you all will continue to support us by watching and listening and subscribing as well. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Everyone have a great Valentine's Day. Okay. If you forgot, hopefully that's a reminder for you. Everyone be blessed and take care. We appreciate you.